They called him the Midnight Caller. For years, whispers about him spread through towns like smoke. People vanished. Doors were found wide open, and always, there were reports of 3 knocks. I never believed the stories until the night I almost became one of them. It was October, rain hammering against the windshield as I drove down a lonely highway. The road stretched endlessly through the woods, and my gas gauge blinked red. When my car finally sputtered and died, panic set in. There were no other cars, no cell signal, nothing but darkness and rain. That's when I saw it, a dim yellow glow between the trees, a small house, the paint peeling, the porch sagging, but with one light burning in the window. I should have kept walking. Every instinct told me something was wrong, but the storm was merciless, and I was desperate. So I climbed the creaking steps and knocked. The door opened almost instantly. A tall man filled the frame, his smile too wide, his teeth too straight. "Cold night," he said warmly. Come in, come in." His friendliness felt rehearsed, like a line repeated too many times, but I stepped inside. The living room was spotless, too spotless. Everything smelled faintly of bleach. The furniture looked like it had been cleaned but never used. On the coffee table sat a steaming cup of tea, as though he had been expecting me. "You're lucky you found my place," he said, closing the door behind me. "Strangers don't usually come by at this hour." His eyes unsettled me. They were pale and unblinking, fixed on me with predatory stillness. I tried to make polite conversation, but my words stumbled. I just wanted to leave, and then I noticed the photographs. An entire wall covered in them, dozens of frames, each holding a portrait of a smiling face. Men, women, children, all strangers, and every single photo had the eyes scratched out with something sharp. My blood turned cold. I should get going," I muttered, standing. That's when I heard the lock click behind me. He had turned the key in the door. "You really shouldn't have come here," he said softly. His voice had changed. No warmth, no pretense. Just emptiness. From his pocket, he drew a long, thin knife. The blade glinted in the lamplight. His smile widened again. "Do you know why they call me the Midnight Caller?" he whispered. "Because before I take someone, I always knock 3 times." Terror shot through me. I bolted toward the hallway, my shoes slipping in the polished floor. Behind me, his footsteps were slow, measured. He wasn't chasing. He knew I was trapped. Door after door lined the hallway. I yanked one open, nothing but darkness. Another, an empty bathroom. Then another, and I froze. The walls were lined with jars, glass jars filled with things floating in murky liquid. Locks of hair, teeth, fingers. I staggered back, bile rising in my throat. And then came the sound. Knock, knock, knock. But it wasn't at the front door. It was coming from one of the locked rooms. Something or someone was knocking to be let out. He appeared at the end of the hallway, knife in hand, his shadow stretching long and thin. "You hear them, don't you?" he said. "They never stop knocking. That's why I keep them with me. Forever." My pulse hammered. I grabbed a chair from the jar room and hurled it at the nearest window. Glass exploded, rain and wind flooding inside. I crawled through, cutting my hands and legs, but I didn't care. I ran into the woods, branches clawing my face, the storm soaking me to the bone. Behind me, through the thunder and rain, I heard his voice. "Run while you can. One night, you'll hear me knock." The police didn't believe me. When they searched the house, it was empty. No photos, No jars, no sign anyone had ever lived there. But I know what I saw, and sometimes, even now, I wake in the dead of night to a familiar sound. Knock, knock, knock. And I know the midnight caller is still out there, looking for me. One day when the knocking comes again, I may not resist, and I'll open the door.